by and large, you can figure them out. There are, however, two patterns that are worthy of note because they are even more irregular. And did you actually go over the forms yesterday? Just to review then, the first is, at least in the order of the book, third hay. And the reason we're doing third hay first here, where in other chapters it's been second, is because the third hays, even though they do some odd things, they still have the holum, you see. So using the verb bana as a paradigm for a third hay, you're going to have in all of the forms still that holum. Now, what makes third hays troublesome, of course, is that the third hay continues to do what third hays do. What do third hays do? They either change, they go away, or they're still there, but if they're still there, they bring their own vowel. When they're there, they bring their own vowel. And that's what happens here, because you should, by the regular paradigm, have bonnet. You do, in fact, have bonnet, but it's with a segol. That's a minor change, but it's still different. When that goes plural, what happens? The third hay, when you attach it to a vocalic suffix, does what third hays do. When attached to a vocalic suffix, they disappear. So you really only have two root letters left, and the plural ending "eem." In the feminine plural, you also have only two root letters left. But here, instead of adding the eth form, as in kotelleth, we simply add the feminine ending comets hay. But again, remember that this is an ending. The root has lost the third hay. This isn't the hay of the root, this is the hay of the feminine ending. In a sense, number one, you take the hay away, it's gone. All right? That hay goes away, and you add a different hay, which is the ending. And that's why the vowel, it's not, see, the point is, it's not that segol changes to a comets, it's that this ending is replaced with this ending. And then, of course, the plural is relatively easy. You just change it to oath. Now, these are the four forms of a third hay, but what's the constant? Holum. We still have that holum in all the forms, but we will have the problem of disappearing root letters because the third hay disappears. Now, the other one that you did yesterday, just to review, is the problem of hollow roots. What is the worst? This is the worst case scenario. Why? Because in a hollow root, if our paradigm verb were cum, the participle is com. Now this is troublesome on two counts, right? The first is this doesn't look like a participle. Why? No holum. This is the one place where you cannot depend on that holum to yell participle at you. The other thing that's confusing is, did you talk about this yesterday? What's the perfect third singular masculine of cum? Com. The perfect third singular masculine and the participle look exactly the same. Okay? How are you going to tell these apart? Well, yeah, you can always appeal to context. Let me give you a context. If I can write this out real quickly. All right? Com. Oops. Com. Too many pages. Sorry. Kam ha'ish. 2 days ago, you'd had no trouble with this because you didn't know any better. Kam would have been, parse it, perfect third singular masculine, verb followed by the subject, translate, the man arose, right? Now you go, well, wait a minute, kam could also be a participle, right? just from what you know, which is the more likely, for this to be perfect or for this to be participle? You have information that's helpful to you here. You have a clue. Why perfect? Word order. Generally speaking, the participle follows the noun if it's going to be used as a predicate participle, which is the only way you're going to confuse this. If you had the sentence ha'ish kam, this would lend credence to the fact that this is the subject and this is the participle. What would be the difference in translation? The man arose, the man is arising. The participle is really the present tense. Okay? Let me give you another one. Bahu. All right, who is? Who is he? All right. Now we're using a pronoun here. All right. And here, perfect third singular masculine agrees with the he, right? How about this one? Huva. How would you translate a number one here?
He went.
He came, past tense, or went. How would you translate number two?
He is coming.
He is coming, right? Now look at this. What do you do here in number three? What's ani va? I. Now what's ba? Participle, right? Do you understand you got another clue to this being participle? What person, number, gender is ba if it's perfect? If it's perfect, then it's third singular masculine, right? If it's the participle, what person, number, gender is it? It's singular masculine.